Welcome to the Hampshire 1900 start for Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, and we're picking up on the 17th of July 1950, which is about 6 months on from the end of the last part. And in this part, what I'd like to do is focus a little bit more on our track builders and trains. But before that, I've got a few other things to do because I've got to sort out a supply system to our alcohol and food production over here, because these guys are quite literally burning through all our crops, which produces a risk of a food shortage. But at the same time, we are starting to come up with the beginning of the new harvest cycle, so we do need to solve that problem as well. And one of the key factors is going to be getting the crops down from here to over there, but we'll be addressing that. So that's going to be one of our bigger problems. The other one is that let's just get a bit organized. Sorry guys. First things first, we're on picking up in 1950. There is no research to do, so we're now back in a little bit of a gap. If I go across to Eastleigh, might as well look at Eastleigh while we're at it. The only research we've got left to do is advertising in this area. Now, Eastleigh is still kind of struggling with trying to get Southampton up and running. I do really need to get this built, because you can see we've got 780 over 21s who are not contributing to our overall economy. Now, one thing I have got is a little bit of a leak out of food. So far this year we've exported 500 tons of food, but I can't work out where it's actually being exported from. The only thing I can think of is it's being exported from here, but I mean, we've got no crops in this area. I don't know what the food situation. We've got loads of food, so maybe we've got a lot of excess food in this area that's being exported. The other thing I've also been trying to do is get rid of all these steam engines. I think the one area that I've still got steam trains is in refrigeration. Now we've got 3 of them there, and you can see that I've had a little bit of a purge because we've got trucks in here all waiting to be scrapped. I just want to get them out of the way. The other thing I also want to show you is, if we come down to here, if you watch the previous video, I was talking about getting this train repaired. You can see it's now been repaired back to 7%. So the repair building that I put in here, I was planning it at the end of the last part, but you can see it's been built. And this is actually working quite well. And you can see it's keeping this area well repaired. What I will probably do is start thinking about phasing out this area, because it's a little bit icky. But luckily we've now got this to cover any shortfall. But come down to Milford on Sea. Here the focus is very much on trying to get this area built. Now, one thing I do want to do is eventually, once we've got Leamington built, we'll provide the workforce to the steel mill here. Probably using a cableway, but I'm not sure about. We may have to narrow the river down a little bit, or create a pylon in the centre for something to do. But what I'm going to do is we're going to put a small bus stop in here, but nothing elaborate. In fact, I'm not even going to build a I'm just going to build a kind of mud road arrangement like that. And what this will do is get in here and build up the steelworks, but we will need to kind of build up the harbour, which means we're going to need to think about a fuel distribution system as well, which is going to be interesting, because if we're going to get the steel mill functional, we're going to need to import iron ore. Now, the next thing I need to fix as well is up here, because we've got a bit of a gravel shortage. Just see how. I think we got gravel in here, which is being sent out that way. I think the problem is at the moment the gravel gets pulled from here, but we're not getting enough gravel into here. Now I have got hopefully a little bit of a fix for this. Yeah. Because I've got one of this guy here. He's got 2 trucks on. Let me just check this route. He's only got the 1 truck. This is partly the consequence of me getting rid of all the old trucks. So we're going to get you there. Yeah, because originally there was 2 steam dumpers up here feeding it, but of course because I've been messing around a little bit, this has caused a little bit of a shortage. So what we'll get you on there as well, if we can get some more gravel coming in. That had a potential knock-on to my water stations, because of course we need gravel for water. So what I've done, if I can find an example, where's the water plant? There it is there. These routes here, what I've done is I've put them onto that big store at the top here. They've got further to go, but what that will mean is that this because this isn't being used yet, because this is the export out to there, and this is kind of filling up this gravel. Actually, you're coming into there, you're coming into there, so these are like pulling the gravel down into here, and that means that this is not filling up because this is slowly filling up. Okay, so I think what I might do, this is where the fun can be. That's the inbound one, that's that one there, but we switched off that one there. This can be a little bit fiddly, but I mean, we got 3,000 tons in there. What that will do is allow the gravel to build back up in here over time. I could build this in, but there's no point building this in until such time as we've got, because of course what I did here was I built this a long time ago with the inputs, because eventually what we will do is rebuild this area and put in these, these quarries here, which will have a direct conveyor connection to it. But that will be a little while yet. Now, what should have happened now is this crossover's now finished. It should be electrified. Let me just double check. Yep. So it's been electrified. Whoops, there's a signal missing there. And we'll just double you up there. Let me see, has this been electrified? Cut up? No. Okay, that's going to be a potential problem. Although technically at the moment we are using non-standard trains, so let me just see. Alright, let me just check my... Right, this guy's not doing anything. I think what we will do is I think at the moment, I don't really want to go there. What I do want is this built. I think this is a bigger priority than upgrading the existing track. So if I can come in here, if we can get this connection built, so if I can start laying that track, we can get the connection into here. It's going to make delivering the crops a lot easier. Also pulling out the food. See, at the moment this is kind of struggling to keep ahead of the situation, but to do that we're going to need, the next thing we're going to need is we're going to have to come here, steam locomotive. I think we're going to use the PM3 again. Not that it makes that much difference. We're not going to get to 155. Because of course what we got here, I'm still, not that I'm suspicious of anything. Okay, you're importing crops. So again, what I want to do is start importing crops from here. But I think we're going to have to set up a dual kind of setup system somehow. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to purchase cargo wagons. 65 kilometers an hour, wow. Search by speed, see what we got. 80 kilometers an hour. Right, we've got these Opal GS's. I think, actually, let's just look at what we've got. Oh, the Opal GS is actually part of the game, so we're not cheating. 90 kilometers an hour. I think that's about the biggest we're going to get, is 17 things. So, and they're 9 meters long. So, I think we're going to get, what's it, 9 meters. It's 10 is 90 meters long, 150. So if I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 of those. Now comes the fun bit, because this guy's going to have to pick up from here and then go to there. Right. I want him to do what? Where are you going? Okay. Oh, of course he's filling up with coal. This could be interesting. Oh no, he's going back the other way. I just want to make sure he can do a round trip. And he will go into there. Yeah, I think what we'll probably do is we'll set up one distribution office. Oh, we can do 3 at a time. That's pretty good. I think what we'll do is we'll set up one distribution office to bring the crops down from here to over there. And then we'll set up another distribution office to actually import the crops from the border, because we've got to keep this factory going full bore, you know, whether we like it or not. Anyway, while that guy's doing his thing, next thing I want to do is just go back over here. So we're going to carry on playing with our electronic. Now, as I've already mentioned, we got this repair track layer here. I think what I'm going to do is, we don't have enough workforce here, and in some ways we got a lot more track to build here. So I think what we're going to do is send you to there for the moment. Right, so back up to Eastleigh. What are you doing? Okay, you've got work to do, and you're actually building the track into here. I want this connection to the border. It's going to be quite important in the future, so we can afford to invest in that. While we're here, I want to give you an update with our major highway out this way. Because I built this roundabout, you can see we've now there. This is being built, so, and we've got our road crew out here. So we've now broken through here. Wow, we got these guys have gone out that way. Well, to be honest, I'm not that worried about which direction they're actually going, as long as they get to where they're going. Where are you dropping off? You're probably going to do that one, hopefully. Nope, he's doing that one, but that's okay. I think that these guys are having a bit of a race. That's not meant to happen. This guy's only got a top. Oh, because this is actually wooden track, isn't it, at the moment? Yeah, sorry. But the PM3 got the advantage over the bridge, so it's now leading. In some ways, this is quite useful, even if it is a bit crazy. Because I wanted to show you the problems to do with upgrading the track. So I'll see you once we actually get back to where the next bit of upgrading needs to be done. Okay, welcome back. This is we've got to the point where the upgrade, but one thing I do want to show you, I was looking at this train's got a wear and tear of 43%, so I think what we're going to have to do is manually send that to Eastleigh to get repaired once it gets above 50%. Now the tricky bit that we've got to upgrade is along here, because what I want to comes the other train here, the actual repair train. What I want to do is get the electrified concrete track through this crossover here, so that we can get this area sorted out. Anyway, let me just scoot back right over to here. You guys have 2 jobs to do. Got 1. Actually, there is 1 job that needs to be done, which is not finished, I don't think. Oh, it is finished. It's this one. We've done this bit here. This is all done through here. That bit's been done. We got this out to here. That's not quite so important. I think what we will do is, again, that's the connection for the trams. That's not. I think what I would like to do, if possible, is actually you guys can work on that. We have both trains operating in this area, which could be a little bit shaky. Right, hopefully our friend over here has finished doing what he's doing, so I can. Where are you? Let's just see. Where's the orientated trains? Where are you? Okay, you're there, coming out of there. You've got no things, so what we're going to do is send you to there. And then we're going to set you up, pick up crops. We're going to set it to 10%. 10%. Is it 10%? Let me just check. Yeah, oh well, doesn't really make that much difference actually. And we can't send you to there, but what we can do is send you to here. So we can't get the full, and we're going to set you to 30%. Yeah, actually 20%. Right, now here we go again, playing with the trains. Right, this train's got 113. So he's up max, what, 150 kilometers an hour into here. He's going to pick up 176 tons. I think I might need to put signals on this track. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, no. Back to the train. I think I've got a... Yeah, it looks like we've got a bit of a problem here with regard to... Yeah, we're going to have to break this track up. Oops. We'll have to use chain signals for the moment. Not chain signals, ordinary signals. Wait. We're going to need to break that track up into sections. Problem's going to be is... let me just... While I'm thinking about it as well. We're going to put a mix signal there. We've got its left-hand drive, so it'll have to come in that way. Bit there. Put that there against the time when that should make sure that it always comes down on the right side of the track. Okay, oops. So he's doing 138. Now he's slowing down to... He's still keeping the speed up, 121 kilometers an hour. Even though technically... That's interesting, actually, because it's almost like the train has a momentum. Now he's probably going to run at 65 kilometers an hour. Watch it. No, 69. Which is that? I thought the top speed. What's the top speed of here? Oh, electrified railway is 70. Okay. We've got this bit's now stuck. See, I don't want the train. He will come down to here. Okay, we may have a problem here. I can split that bit of track off. I'm wondering if he will actually. If I put a. Oh, he's got a grey arrow. Yeah, just to show you again. Oops. I show you the signals. He's got a grey arrow because the game is smart enough to know that this can get through here without affecting that because this train isn't blocking the line, which is good. Put you there. Actually, I think what I can do, if he can find his way back, I can signal this section up properly. We'll just see if that will work. Okay. Yep, he can find his way back. Okay, let me, because technically this bit of track here is all finished. Right. Let me just do this. He can come in, he can get back on the right side. Let me just start here. So this is all working, so we can come in on that bit there. That can come that bit there. I think if we can get at least some of the trains operating on the right side, get you right up there actually. I think that might work. And then you can come to here. I think I'll leave that signal leave this signal bi-directional, because chain signal says that the section after has to be done clear. So we've got that route into there. We can sort this. We've got this very long kind of double crossover here. We can make that into that, because this has been done. That can go that way. And we can put you there and there. But the rest of it's not built, so the only thing is we're going to have to watch out for collisions. But there's not much I can do about that, because we've got to lay in this, because this needs to be done in order to ensure that we've got that here. And then what we've got to do is keep the crops flowing that way. Okay, right, let me just get down to Milford-on-Sea and see what the track layer here is doing. Actually, we could do the same here. Most of this is laid to the... Where? Now, this train's got free rein here at the moment. But what I would like to do... we're going to keep an eye on this. If this gets low next year, what we'll do is we'll put, because I built this little short link here, we can then bring import crops from the border to keep this going at full capacity. Because one thing I do need to do is keep this economy going. So we could use this as a kind of a crop export area here. So let me just, what track is this guy laying? Let me just keep an eye on him. These guys need to be busy. Where are you going? Where's... Okay, he's run out of work. Wow. You've kind of gone a little bit off the rails here, Sunshine. Let me just see. See, part of me would say let's go up there, but I think probably it's going to be more important. I think if we lay track in here, yeah, and I think what we'll do is we'll put a secondary backup, because if we can get coal and water into here, that will give us a coaling station. The other thing also is we're going to need to think about coal and water into here. The coal's no problem, because I built this here. Right, we've got coal here, so we're going to need a couple of dumpers here. Capacity, we'll get 1, 2, 3 of those. And we're going to get some water trucks. Waste truck, waste truck. Max capacity. You've got 13 cubic meters of water. You've got 8. You're 40. You're 65. Let's just go for speed then. 3.5, 8 meters. Okay. Oh, the vehicle depot is full. That's a bit inconvenient. Okay. Your steel, your wood, your chemicals. Okay. I'm gonna need another, what we call it, aren't I? I think what we'll do for the moment, just to make life a little bit easy, because all I want to do is set a route up. So we're going to put a free road depot there. Back to water. Get one of those. Happiness, let's have a quick look. Now, this is probably a good point to talk about something else which you need to be aware of. If you're running multiple centers like this, be aware that this average here can be misleading. You could have a, say, a 75, 76% happiness, but somewhere in your population there will be a shortage where your happiness will crash, and then suddenly you will get a message here saying your happiness is declining or your population is unhappy. So don't rely on this average when you're running like 3 large centers like this, because it would just mislead you. Hopefully, right, we've now got you here. You should be able to pick up from here. I know it's good quality water, but wait until unloaded. You can pick up from, don't think this has got any pickup point, is it? No. Okay, so you can pick up coal and send it to there. But 60%. Is this being built as well? Yeah. Okay, so you might as well supply coal to there as well. 200 tons, 60. Wow, that might be a little bit much. We'll drop you to 40%, and then you can fill this up. The other thing I just want to check while we're here is the road crew. Yep, you've got nothing to do, so you're being wasted at the moment. You're just rolling this road in here. I think I'd like to do, actually no, I want you a bit closer to home for the moment. I think maybe it's time to start kind of improving this area a little bit, especially this road here, because this is going to be our main highway, because I don't want the trucks coming through. So let me just I think if we split it into sections, so we do something like that. What's there? Yep, and then we can then put another section in. So if we kind of build it in sections here, we can get all this done, because the idea is if we make this the asphalt road, this will stop. See, at the moment there's probably a lot more trucks going through here, but if this is the better quality road and faster, this will make a difference. Okay, so right back to Eastleigh, just to see, make sure our this one's not being used at the moment. Just want to check, see where our Yeah, they're still quite happily going. This isn't as going as fast as it should be. The problem is that we've got two relatively small construction offices up here, which see they're running out of work. Whoops. Go underground. We need these pipes built. So we're gonna try and whoops. It's like yeah, they're not really doing their job, are they? Okay, that's not nor's that, but that is. Okay. Eastleigh ground crew. Wait, you get on that and that. These aren't connected. Let me just get. Yeah. You work on that. But you work on everything that you can at the moment. That we probably don't need the repair just to begin with. We need it definitely need you working on that and that. Yeah, a little bit of a failing here. What's that? That's the bus stop. That's okay. Right, we've got a little bit of a problem there because we don't have enough. Yeah, once Southampton's up and running, what we're going to do is make Southampton into our centre for further construction expansion, so that these two little guys up here can just concentrate on the maintenance. We got loads and loads of fertilizer. Okay, so back to Warstock. How are we doing here? We're getting plenty of crops in there. Now, what should happen is this should get over 20%, and then this will fill up with the crops from here, which will then be sent to here. I don't think these guys are going to be a bit of a limiting factor. That's why we're going to need to get this track in so that we can use a train to bring the crops from here. And of course the other train, which we're using at the moment from that distribution office, can bring the stuff into here as well. How are you doing? This guy's starting to make that connection. And we can work through there. And then eventually we can lay in this, because when we get the, because I think in the once we get the clothing operating here, we will need to be, we'll probably have to import the crops of what we got here. Okay, it looks like you need a workforce to lay that little bit of track here. So where are you? Dinky office. We need you to, where was it? Finish that to get to the actual tram station. Probably need to work on that as well. I need to get all this plumbing built in as well here. Let me just come over to here. Right, we've now got this asphalt road going. Let me just check the road. This has been built. We've got a little bit of annoying road there. Let me just strike out. We need this. That's, oops. I need this asphalted. Oops. Road crew. Have you picked it up? Yep. How are we doing with gravel? Have I fixed the gravel problem? Yep. Okay, so we got the gravel problem fixed. Oh, so many things to do, so many things to think about. So we might as well talk about the elephant in the room. To be honest, upgrading this area track is going to be quite a major challenge, to be honest. We may have to disrupt all those lovely supply systems that I've just put together may have to get disrupted, but we can get this built out to here. Just to finish off now, let's start thinking about Southsea. Oh, the other thing I've also done is put in a ship dock here. So I think what I will do is we might as well put the road connection into here. This will only need to be gravel, actually. Of course, this is our ship scrapping facility. Let me just come. You can just gravel that in as well. You've got nothing else to do. Right, so we've got our main road into here. We want to build Southsea that direction. So what I will do is I'm going to build this with bud roads because I don't want to confuse the road construction crew. I think we can kind of bring a road in like that. And of course, what we're going to need to do is we got our tramway coming in here. So we might as well put that in. Road with tram track. What's that there? Oh, it's the tram stop for the heating plant, because of course we've already planned the heating plant, haven't we? I think if we bring you in you're coming in that direction. If we get you to curve down, say, actually, if we lay the tram track in first, because what we're going to need is a kind of loop. Actually, yeah, if we get rid of you, because what I want is we kind of come down like that, extend you out like that, run the, probably going to be a little bit over the top, but do I go square or do I build a very British seaside? I think we'll go square. You can come up to about, bearing in mind that we're going to have other workforce doing other work going in other areas, so you can come to there. Let me just mark out, where is it? There it is. If I come back up here, say 300 meters to about, that might be a bit much. Let me just measure 200 meters then. Actually 250. And what we'll do is come out from here, road tram track again with come out here about 260. Just going to extend you. And then if we run to say about there, remove that road there. What this will do is give us our kind of central tram track, and then what we can do in the center here. Now how far, let me just measure. This is 410 meters, right? That means we will build a road out to there. Oops, I've just built it asphalt, but that's okay. It means we can remove you. I think we've got the scrapyard there, we've got space there. So I think to begin with, we'll probably expand this way because we've got ports down here. I think what we're going to do is we're going to put our first central store here. So we're going to make this okay, we're going to go all out that way. This will be a road down to the coast. And again, we'll actually just use mud roads for the moment. We are going to need a power supply here because I want this to be independent of power. So, but what we're going to do is put the shopping mall here. So we're going to need a fairly big shopping mall. What's the biggest one we got? Small shopping centre, market hall. What on earth is a market? Wow. That doesn't hold much meat though. Got Bresler. This is I haven't built this actually so far in this campaign. We got this one actually as well. I haven't built this shopping mall in this series, so what we're going to do is we're going to build this one, and we're going to put you in the center. I mean, it's got enough. It probably doesn't really have enough. What's the meat storage? The meat storage is rubbish. So what we'll do is we'll put you right in the center like that, and of course it's put in a asphalt road. I don't really want an asphalt road, so we're just going to put in a little gravel road there because it's only an access way. And then we're going to need some storage here to keep this effective. Now the service road will be from here. Next question. Will we bring stuff in by rail? Train waiting too long. Oh, thank you, game. Let me just... He was self-blocking himself here. That's what happens sometimes when you've got a complex there and you haven't got enough signals. The game will say, well, I don't really have enough to do anything. Anyway, back to here. We're talking about Cargo Harbour over there, aren't we? The shopping mall would be there. If, say, for example, and we are talking about a rail connection to this. Say for argument's sake, I move this in a little bit closer. Say we put you, it's gonna, okay. Say we put you about there. Because we are talking about a tourist area there, aren't we? So if I run a road, say a road to there, because we'll talk about shipping to the Isle of Wight, which is over there. So we could put, actually, yeah, it's just, I'm not going to build that road just yet. Cancel it. So we've done it. We may actually come out dead straight like that. My instinct is to put a rail line down. So we'd have to bring a rail line down from here. So we're going to make this junction even more complicated. So that we can ship stuff to the Isle of Wight. The problem is that if we're getting food and clothes from there, this would have to be a kind of dual junction. I think that will work actually. So we've got this here. What we will need is something to act as a cold store. We've got no idea where the meat will come from, so I think if I could flip that back, I like it this way, but on it flip that way. Okay, so much for that idea. I think if I pull that far out, put you there, hook you there. Now this has got a supplementary, I mean it will hold, it can be used as a supplementary store as well. But what we could also do is, this is going to be quite important, so let me just see. We've got a Tudor warehouse here as well. I think what we can do is create a service area like this. Yeah, we'll do it this way round. So I remove you and kind of reverse you, something like that. We can get rid of the, yeah, I think that will work. If we create a service there, we won't need that link like that. And then what we can do is create a road out through here where we can deliver the various food to this area. We got the tram line there, we got everything through here like that. This is going to need extra support, so actually I'm kind of thinking most of this, what we're building now, is in this direction. We got lots of stuff to build, so what am I using here? We got a cheap work crew here with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 slots. Okay, I think what we'll do is come, oh, that's already picked up, right? Construction office. I think it's this one. What I'm going to do is we're going to push you. I want to build it there. Actually, I think what we'll do is we'll put it out here. I'm going to put you about there. Comes the snow. I'm going to put you there. And we'll get... These guys are probably sat around doing nothing. Beyond maintenance. Okay, so there it is. We'll build that. And then we'll move all the buses to there. And once it's finished, we can get him on auto detect for this whole area. So you can do things. Okay, how are we doing here? On the 24th of November, we're not getting the level of crops I was hoping for. I'm not sure. I think we're going to need to try and work on the fertility here. I don't think this guy's got getting the fertility. It's the bio waste that's the problem, isn't it? We're getting liquid fertilizer, but we're not getting the bio waste. We may have to live with that until there, but we do have that here as well. So we got 3,470 tons there. We got 405 tons there. We do need to get some coal and water into here. Actually, I think I want that built. I think it's time to work on that. Get that built, and then what we'll have to do is get a... I've got a construction crew here actually. What are you doing here? Oh, you're the leveling crew. And then what we'll do is we'll get some water and coal into here. Unless we go diesel. Let me just see what have we got in the way. Maybe is it time to go diesel? Let's see what we got in the way of diesel trains. We've got a diesel version of the PM3 as well. I don't understand that. So I think what we got here is the in-game one is coal, and but there is a modded version that is got diesel locomotive. So if we clear that, let me just see. Any opinions, diesel or steam for this? My instinct is that given we've got a major fuel store kind of here, which is probably absolutely chock-a-block with... Oh no, wow, okay. Maybe we should stick with steam. I didn't realise that, probably because we've got so many trucks now. Although, to be honest, I think maybe I will go for diesel here. Because then all we got to do then is tell these guys to deliver diesel to there. Yeah, we're going to go diesel for this train. 50 tons of... Yeah. So we can cancel that. And then remove this. I think it'd be a simpler solution as well, to be honest. And then, I mean, we don't lose anything with respect to speed of the train or anything like that. Let's see what the... It was not... We've got loads of alcohol. But we don't... We seem to be struggling with food. Let me just check. You've got 12 tons of food in there. You've got 22 tons of food in there. You've got 4 tons. You've got 16 tons in there. You've got 38 tons in here. That's probably a little bit over the top, considering that we're still producing some food here. I think what I might do is come to the food distribution. Let me just see. You're picking up from warehouse 2. You need to be renamed. Call you. Oops. Central Food Distrib. And what we will do is move you to the top. That's Maidstone Workshop Drop. Tudor Warehouse. I think I really need to name these. So you've got the import option there. I think what we'll do is, so that I can understand this, you come there. So we've got you and you at the top, Maidstone, Warstock Shop, Tudor Warehouse. You've got you dropping off there. I thought I was sending food to here. Let me just check. I need to get this sorted out because it's not working as well as it should do. Okay, so this is not taking food from over there. It's generating its own food locally on a minimal basis, which is keeping this going. I think what I might do is going to drop you down to about, say about 37 tons. Actually, slightly less. So that you guys won't keep consuming all the crops from here. Yeah, I think that will work. But we have got a fairly strong food supply. This one's a little bit more shaky. Yeah, I want to funnel the crops into there. Actually, no. Let me just increase this a little bit, because these guys are constantly sending food to these hunting huts, so we're gonna need to keep an eye on that. Okay. Let me just double check. Yeah, but you've got the ability to import crops, haven't you? You can import crops to here should things go wrong. Okay. Anyway, that little distraction is taking me well over time, so this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. And until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.